Welcome back to another Reptile Jones Reptile Room Vlog video, and in today's video we're going to talk about what's going on in the snake rack. Now if you follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, you already know what's going on, and probably by the title of this video, but yes, we've got snakes breeding. So I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the I don't know what's going on. So stay tuned and we'll Alright, so here is the first pairing we're going to talk about, and of course this is my corn snakes, the male being the hypo-striped corn snake, and he is the redder looking snake there, and the female is the hypo-lavender stripe, and I'm hoping to prove out that the male is het for lavender. He is 66% possible het right now, so we'll find out once we get some babies. So this is pretty much typical courting behavior. The male is going to eventually, slowly be crawling, down her backside until he gets, lined up with her properly, as he's starting to demonstrate now. And you can see I left some snake skin shedding in there. Now this is the female's cage, and that is her shedded skin. And when I'm suspectful of breeding or potential breeding, I like to leave that stuff in there because the female will release pheromones, and if you clean the cage, you're also cleaning out the pheromones, which is, you need the pheromones to trigger the male to let him know that the female is receptive. So at first glance here, that looked like it was a lockup, but see, we're going to see his tail moving here a little bit more. See, he's still not there yet. He's still trying to line up with her, and sometimes the females will raise their tail to aid in this, and but we'll see here shortly. He will hook his tail around, and you'll notice. So there we go. That is the lockup, and we will see confirmation of that here shortly. So if that's something you don't really care to see, this is all for educational purposes, but some still find it a little squeamish, so I would avert your eyes here shortly because there will be a visual confirmation. I'm also going to show a clip coming up right after this, after these two were done mating, that I want to warn you about, because sometimes mating can be a messy affair, and sometimes females will bleed a little bit. So now in this particular case, it really wasn't that bad, and in all the years of me breeding snakes, I've only ever seen blood after mating one other time. That was a pair of king snakes. So it's not something that happens often, but I want to educate you guys, and so that way you guys are aware, because I know when the first time I seen it, I totally freaked out. So that clip is coming up right here. So if you don't want to see it, turn away. Okay, so here it is. This does happen from time to time, like I said. It's nothing to be too concerned about, but it is something you should be aware of if you're going to be breeding snakes. That way you don't get freaked out, because it is a little unnerving if you've not seen this before. But again, it is all completely harmless and actually rarely happens, in my experience. Okay, so up next is the Texas rat snake. And of course this was sold to me as the scaleless was a female, and the snow, or the white snake, is a male. And so I thought this behavior was a little interesting. The male, the snow, is interested in biting me, and well, the female is interested in her new cage mate. Now you'll notice a difference here as far as the behavior of these two snakes versus the corn snakes. And as you can see, there's really not a whole lot of breeding interest. Well, at least not what I was expecting. So let's kind of just watch what happens here, and I will explain a little more as things go on. So as you can see, the snow is really not interested and is actually trying to just get away from the situation, which can sometimes happen if the male is small. You know, he might not be mature enough for breeding, so therefore he has no interest in being in this cage with another snake regardless. So we'll just see what happens here. As you can see, he is trying to escape. There will be several times where I have to redirect him back in. So if you see that kind of weird camera shots, that's what's going on. I just put my hand in front of him and make him go back in. But if you take a look at the scale list, look at what she is allegedly doing. Once it comes back into focus, that is. Okay, so the male, he's still trying to get away. Again, still not interested. And again, sometimes this happens because, you know, you pulled him from his cage. But look at what's going on here. This is when I begin to suspect problems. Okay, so he just tried to bite me, and that's why the camera shook. But did you notice what that female was doing? Gotta wait for things to calm down. Okay, there we go again. Look at what that female is doing. Now, if you just remembered the courtship of the corn snakes, pretty much all snakes are the same. So this is when I begin to be like, I don't think I'm going to get babies from this pair, because now I'm beginning to suspect that my scaleless, who was sold to me many years ago as a female, is in fact not. As you can see, she, which is now a he, is displaying the behavior as a male, and that is riding down the back to align themselves. Now, I haven't probed yet to get a true confirmation, but I will shortly. At this point, it really isn't important because there's not going to be any breeding going on. So what we're seeing here is the snow male is trying to leave because, well, it's two boys in one cage, but I'm beginning to wonder if the scaleless wasn't triggered by the pheromones being released by the corn snake. And this is the first encounter he has had, so he is trying to mate with this snow male, thinking that it's the female corn that he's picked up on. The two will interbreed. Okay, so the good, we've got corn snakes breeding. In fact, as I'm recording this right now, they are locked up again. Texas rat, looks like I have two boys, so that's bad news. Can't make babies with that. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that project. I'm definitely going to keep the scaleless regardless. So I don't know, we'll see what happens with that. The Cinolones, I've paired them together a few times and there just seems to be no interest from either one of them. So it isn't like a scenario where the male is interested, the female just isn't ready. Neither one of them are really showing interest. So I don't know if we're going to see that project happen this year. As with the ball pythons, which you'd seen in a previous video a few months back, they did lock up that one time. I've since reintroduced the male a few more times. No interest there. So was that first lockup enough to produce viable eggs? I don't know, we'll see. She really doesn't show any signs of ovulation or egg production, and I've even did the technique where you can try to feel for those eggs, and I don't feel anything. She's still eating pretty strong, so I don't know what's going to go on there. So those are moments. So
But that's part of the fun of, you know, breeding reptiles as a hobby. I don't need these animals to produce babies in order for me to keep them. I simply do it for the fun of it, and if things don't happen and I don't produce babies, yeah, we're still good, because I don't need that income. You know, this is all for fun. This is just for the joy of the hobby. So if the only real successful breeding comes from my corn snakes this year, I'm perfectly fine with that. And you know, we'll try the Salones again next year, and we'll try the ball pythons, and obviously we're gonna have to just do something way different with the Texas rat snakes. But you know, that's all good. You know, if I were, you know, in this for the money, I would be really disappointed that that scaleless actually turned out to be a male, even though I purchased it as a female. But you know, it's all for fun. I really purchased that animal as a ambassador animal for my shows, so the fact that it turned out to be a male is really not that big of an issue for me. And in fact, if I kind of get back, if I really want to get to breeding scaleless, I think I'm going to convert over to scaleless corn snakes, possibly. Since I already got a good variety of corns rolling anyways, they are one of my all-time favorite snakes. So, and those prices are slowly starting to trickle down to, you know, $500 to $700, which is still crazy in my opinion. But nonetheless, I have a lot to work with in the corn snakes, so that might be a better route to go if I actually want to breed the scaleless, any kind of scaleless project. So, you know, you can't be mad. This is just all the bumps and the highs and lows of breeding. And if you do this and it's not an income you need, it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all fun. It's all learning. I share with you guys. You guys, you know, can learn through what I'm experiencing and apply it to your guys' projects and whatnot, and choosing how, you know, where you guys are going to end up with your animals. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Give me the old thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and until next time, later.
Shut up and sit down.